Alright, welcome to SoFlo TV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. First, let me start off by saying that I am SoFlo TV. I am a naturalized citizen of the United States of America by way of Jamaica, which is my land of birth. Now, that's either here nor there, but I want you to know that my views of this will be reserved. I'm telling you what's out there, simply. Now, I know right now that Donald Trump is not happy at all because New York City, which he calls his city, New York City, the state of New York rather, has issued the right for undocumented or illegal immigrants to have driver's licenses. Now, there are many angles to this story, and we are going to talk about each and every one of them. Let's start out by reading this article right here from the www.nbcnews.com, where it says that New York approves driver's licenses for undocumented immigrants. So for those of you who are saying that it can't happen, it won't happen, it's just being suggested. No, it has passed. It has happened. Okay? And it is now officially law. The state Senate approved the proposal Monday, and Democratic Governor Andrew Cuomo signed it later in the day, following Assembly passage last week. Democrats lead both chambers. Cuomo's support appeared in doubt Monday after he voiced concerns. Listen to this part. After he voiced concerns that U.S. immigration officials could use state license information to target immigrants for deportation. Before I go any further, I'll just say this. All politicians are the same, in my book. Okay? And it doesn't matter if it's Democrat or Republican, they all work towards the same agenda, believe it or not. Why would you push for this driver's license for undocumented immigrants and later acknowledge that such information could be used to target immigrants for deportation? He asked for a legal review by the office of Attorney General Letitia James, who responded saying that she supports the bill but wouldn't speculate on the federal response. Supporters include the State Business Council and immigrant advocates who say licenses would help immigrants get to work and complete everyday tasks. Now, listen, here I have another issue because, first of all, if you are in the United States of America illegally, you are not supposed to be working. So, that means you're working illegally, correct? So, for Attorney General Letitia James to say that it would help immigrants get to work and complete their everyday tasks, this is not legal immigrants, these are illegal immigrants. So you are helping illegal immigrants to get to their illegal employment and complete their daily tasks, further facilitating them living in the United States of America. This is what is on the lips of many Republicans. And as you know, it always turns into a political battle between two parties, with illegal immigrants or immigrants being the pawns. Republican lawmakers said people shouldn't be awarded for violating immigration rules. And I must tell you that the patriots and the good citizens of the United States of America, that is the general consensus amongst the so-called silent majority. They feel like this is where people have been rewarded for breaking the laws. I can't pronounce this guy's name properly, but his name is Mitch Ajliw, Mychaj Mitch to New York clerks. And this was in the Buffalo News. He said, "Send me the names of any undocumented immigrant who is seeking a driver's license." So the whistleblower hotline is a phone, email, and online system that the Erie County comptrollers uses for tips about fraud, waste, and abuse in the county government. That's it. That's all it's supposed to be used for. Now, Comptroller Stefan Mitchell, which sounds Russian to me, or Slavic somehow, which would imply that he is immigrant or of immigrant seed, right? But that's how a lot of these politicians do. They are immigrants or of immigrant seed, probably second or third generation. And once they're in a position of power, it's all a political game for them. So anyways, it's not like they're going to be looking out for people that are they're looking to win votes. All right. Now, he said he intends to use the hotline for more than one purpose, or for one more specific purpose, and that is to expose and to report to federal authorities the names of immigrants in the country illegally who apply for a driver's license anywhere in the state of New York. Now, the first time I heard that they were lobbying to give undocumented immigrants driver's license in New York City, New York City is considered a sanctuary state, meaning there are many illegal immigrants in New York City, and there are many people there who shield them. Remember, Donald Trump was talking about defunding sanctuary cities, taking away fundings for whether it was school programs or roads or whatever they were taking the money away from, and funding these cities less out of the government's purse because they were harboring and making it safe there for illegal immigrants to live, work, and survive, build families, and thrive. They weren't hostile towards illegal immigrants, and he was going to punish those cities. New York City is actually one of them. So is Miami, and I believe some other places in California and Texas. But anyways, now the comptroller intends to use the hotline for more than one purpose. The Republican comptroller on Thursday mailed letters to county clerks across New York State telling them, now a lot of you are saying, oh, it's been passed, it's law, they have to give me a driver's license now. I would say, one, you want to think about getting that driver's license. You're between a rock and a hard place. And two, not everyone is down with the program. Not everyone drank the Kool-Aid. There are county clerks, people in positions of authority that have vowed to reject this law even though it has now been passed into law. So you're still going to get a fight, and you're still going to get people who are going to collect your information and send it to Immigration and Customs Enforcement. So, brings me back to what I was saying before. First time I heard they were giving New York City driver's licenses to undocumented immigrants, the first thing that I said to myself was, you cannot be too bright if you go after one of these driver's licenses and you're undocumented. Second thing I said to myself was, this is simply just a way to flush them out. Make them feel comfortable, make them feel as if they belong. And what a dirty game to play. When you are in a position of destitution, when you are feeling desperate, a drowning man grabs at straws and leaves, right? So them offering someone these driver's license, first of all, a driver's license means you can probably vote. A driver's license means you can now drive for a trucking company. So they can be all over the US with this driver's license. They can be driving for Walmart. They can be driving for any of these large trucking corporations that do cross-country trucking jobs. And I must tell you, that just like picking apples and oranges and fruits in the fields, which is mostly done by immigrants, so is the trucking industry in shortage right now. So it's funny that the trucking industry, which moves our merchandise, including our food supply, from way up north to way down south, is in dire demand for people to join the trucking industry, and suddenly driver's licenses are issued to illegal immigrants. Now, what this will also do is it will also make it harder for local law enforcement to identify illegal immigrants. For instance, usually if an illegal immigrant was driving a vehicle, they would not have been able to get a driver's license. And if they have a fake driver's license on them, when the police stop and pull you over and says driver's license registration and they run your information, it would probably come back to someone that does not exist, which means you have a fake driver's license. So you would be taken into custody as an illegal immigrant driving until you're able to prove that your driver's license is real, etc., etc. With this legal document, driver's license, police pulls you over, driver's license registration, please. You hand your driver's license, your registration, it has a valid address on it, and nowhere on that driver's license does it say you are an undocumented immigrant. So you are now flaunting the rights of a citizen and a legal permanent resident. Got it? Now, the Republican controllers on Thursday mailed letters to county clerks across the state saying, send all the names of anyone that is applying for a driver's license to me. Send it to my office. If they want to anonymously report immigrants in the country illegally who apply for driver's licenses. Now, you must understand that there's a backlash for them, so they would have to report it as anonymous because it has been brought into law, so you could lose your job for not following the law. Imagine losing your job for refusing to issue a driver's license to an illegal immigrant. Things are really taking a turn here. So this guy with the Mitch Edgeleu name said that he would turn over the names to the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, an agency within the Federal Department of Homeland Security. So he's making no qualms about it, and he is telling you in the newspaper that his intentions is to turn over all the names that he is given to the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. There needs to be a mechanism for members of the county clerk offices to report illegal immigrants applying for driver's licenses without getting into trouble, he said. But why would there be a way for them to report it if it has been signed into law that it's perfectly legal to give this illegal person a driver's license? The idea drew criticism from County Executive Mark Polankars, another name which sounds very outside of the U.S. name, who said he created the hotline when he was the county comptroller, and a way for citizens to anonymously and confidentially report the waste, fraud, and abuse of that county resources. But now the current person in that position wants to use it for something else. Using the whistleblower hotline for anything other than the reporting of abuse of county resources is in itself an abuse of county resources, Polankars, the creator of that line, has said. He also said that Mitch Edgeleu is abusing the whistleblower hotline to raise his political profile and his bid to eventually replace Republican Chris Collins in Congress. So again, it's all a political game. The comptrollers use the county's whistleblower hotline to promote his own political ambitions is an abuse of county resources, he said. And if he wishes to set up a statewide hotline, he should do so using his own personal or political campaign resources, not on taxpayers' dime. Erie County Clerk Mikey Kern, a Democrat, has pledged not to issue driver's license to immigrants living here illegally. Again, Erie County Clerk Mickey Kearns, a Democrat, has pledged to not issue driver's license to immigrants living here legally. So, like I said, it's all a political game, and all politicians are the same. You have Democrats that are saying they will not issue the driver's license. You have Republicans that are saying they will not issue the driver's license, even though it was passed and signed into law that it is now perfectly legal for an undocumented immigrant to achieve or to get a driver's license. Some county clerks and employees throughout the state wish to be conscientious objectors, it's called, to the new state mandate, but they fear losing their jobs, Michajlu said. He said he wants to give clerks a backdoor, a way to report suspected immigrants here illegally to the federal agency. I was meeting privately with federal law enforcement officials from ICE, and the issue came up with clerks being in a bad spot in New York State, Michajlu said. Many clerks want to report illegal immigrants that apply for a driver's license but are fearful of doing it directly because they might get thrown out of office. And they could for not following the law, because it is now law. He said the federal officials seemed appreciative of his efforts to serve as a conduit for information. In his letter to the clerks, Michajlu wrote, "You or your employees may not feel comfortable reporting possible violations of the law directly to federal authorities. I can help. My office does not investigate claims about possible illegal immigrants. However, if my office were to anonymously receive such complaints, we would forward the concerns to the proper federal authorities on the whistleblower's behalf." See, in that letter, he's covering his own ass, because he is not by law able to say, "Send me all the names." In that letter to the employees, he's telling them, if I anonymously receive. The comptroller's website already includes new language under the whistleblower hotline sections that says if you are or work for a county clerk in New York State and you suspect that a person who is in the United States illegally has applied for a driver's license, you can anonymously report it to ICE by calling their hotline at 1-866-347-2423 or electronically on their website, or you can utilize our Erie County hotline and we will forward all tips. Kern said he appreciates what Michajlu is doing. I remain committed to my position not to provide driver's license to undocumented immigrants, Kern said. I can't believe that the state of New York, which bore the effects of 9/11, would no longer want its citizens to follow the Department of Homeland Security campaign of "when you see something, say something." Mitch, whatever his name is, reiterated his position that granting driver's license to immigrants who were here illegally would be harmful to Erie County and possibly to the entire New York State. My job is to protect Erie County taxpayers, and this law negatively impacts government in Erie County and taxpayers of Erie County, Michajlu said. I'll never back down from being their watchdog, whether it be a county issue or a state or federal law that impacts our region. So, he is just one of the many that are bravely outspoken about this and have vowed to make sure that they never issue these driver's licenses to undocumented immigrants, although it is now law that it is perfectly legal for a illegal immigrant or an undocumented immigrant, which is illegal, to receive a driver's license in New York City. Leave your comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one, and let's talk about organ donors and all that other stuff that goes along with a driver's license. It's SoFlo TV, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.